Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I am here with this Datsun 1500 ute. You may have seen it on the first start in 20 years. Closer look. Wow, she's pretty dusty. But wow, this is rough. Oh, look at that. That's 20 years worth of dirt coming off of this thing. Oh yeah. Oh well, so it's definitely not seized. Oh, it wants to run. 20 years. Or in fact, later on, the first drive in 20 years. Well, there you go, folks. That's the first drive of the Datsun ute in 20 years. We did it. Well, there were a couple of issues that we had with this vehicle. Predominantly, it was the clutch. And we only got to the point where we had about half a clutch. Well, today, I'm going to be installing a new clutch master cylinder. So to do this job, you're obviously going to need a new master cylinder for your vehicle. Then you're going to need a couple of spanners, pretty common, a 10mm, a 12mm, and a pair of pliers. Finally, you will need some new brake fluid to top off that master cylinder when you put that new clutch master cylinder in. But let's get into it. It's literally a 10-15 minute job, so let's not muck around. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to pop in under the dashboard, locate your clutch pedal, and then right at the top of your clutch pedal, what you're going to see there's going to be a pin. And there's going to be a pin with a little cotter pin. You can see it in there. And you need to pop that cotter pin out with your pliers and release that pin. And then you can see we've been able to pull that total pin out of that clutch master cylinder. So the pin out of the inside of the vehicle, it's a matter of returning to the clutch master cylinder. First thing we're going to do is grab our 10mm and get that line, the hydraulic line off. So I just crack that nipple there and undo that. So get that line out of the way. We're then going to grab our 12mm spanner, and there's the couple of nuts at the back there, which we will undo. Now they're the mounting nuts there. Now I must admit they are a little bit awkward getting these nuts off, but a little bit of persistence and you can get them off. So with those mounting nuts removed and everything undone, it's just a matter of removing that master cylinder from the firewall now. So importantly, what we want to do now is just to compare the old master cylinder to the new master cylinder. And we also want to adjust the plunger adjustment on the clutch master cylinder such that the length is the same as the old one to the new one. Finally, what you can see here, I've just flipped the old one upside down, and we're just doing a final comparison just to check that these units are identical and that the throw on the plunger is the same. So with the new master cylinder set up, the installation really is the reverse procedure of taking the old one off. So we simply place the master cylinder through the hole and onto the firewall there. And then once we've got it on the firewall, we will put the nuts back on. A little bit fiddly, but because we've just loosened them off, they should go back on with a little bit more ease than what it was to get them off. Alright, so now that we've got that clutch master cylinder firmly attached to the firewall, you can see it wasn't too much of a struggle to get those nuts done up there, just a little bit of persistence. What we're going to do now is we're going to attach the plunger to the clutch pedal on the inside of the vehicle. We're just going to put the pin in to start with, but not the smaller cotter pin, just in case we need to remove that larger pin and do any fine adjustments. We're then going to come back out to the vehicle, top up the fluid, bleed this new master cylinder, and then we will pop the hydraulic line onto the master cylinder. Alright, so we've just popped inside the vehicle and we're just looking up at the top of the clutch pedal. You can see the plunger there, and we've just got to get that pin in. It is just a little bit of a struggle as we're trying to get that in, so you just kind of jiggle the clutch pedal around and eventually it'll pop in. There we go. So you can see it there now. Alright, so let's top up that new master cylinder with some premium brake fluid. Good there. And then we'll pop this protective cover out there, down the bottom, and just pop into the vehicle and do a couple of pumps with the clutch pedal. Having done an initial bleed of that master cylinder by pumping that clutch pedal, we now attach the line, the hydraulic line, to the master cylinder. And once again, we just use our 10mm to tighten that up. Just snug, don't need to over tighten it. Perfect. And straight away, we can feel that we've got a pretty firm feeling clutch in the vehicle now. And just pumping it, as I'm pumping it, it's getting stronger and stronger. All right, so popped under the vehicle to actually do a bleed of the complete system. We've located the slave cylinder and you've got the bleed nipple. So we've got a 10mm on the bleed nipple. And what we're gonna do is we've got someone sitting in the car, I'm going to tell them to press the clutch pedal down. They're going to press it down. So down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to jump outside the vehicle and we'll just check the level of the reservoir. So just jump out now. Because the last thing we want to do is to actually suck. You see that's gone down a little bit. Probably being a little bit cautious, but the last thing we want to do is to suck air straight into the top of the master cylinder, when what we're trying to do is to actually bleed it. So I'll just top that off a little bit more. All right. Then we'll jump back under the vehicle and we'll do that a few more times. And we'll see how we go. All right, ready in the vehicle? Down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And give her a few pumps for me. Excellent. All right, so we've got the new clutch master cylinder in the Datsun ute. Let's fire it up. Now, she's got a bit of an exhaust leak, so she is a bit noisy, but let's fire her up. Let's see if it's done the trick, and see if we can actually disengage the clutch properly. There you go, as I said, she has got a bit of an exhaust leak there, but she's in neutral at the moment, as you can see. Let's put her in reverse. Let's see if she'll actually go in. Oh, there you go. So it's gone into reverse straight away without any crunch, so that's a good sign. Let's see if she's gonna go. Oh yeah, she's gonna go. Fantastic. Oh, she's got no brakes. Oh, well, let's see if we can actually drive her. All right, up into first. Oh, yeah, there you go. Fantastic. All right, let's see if we can grab second gear. That's good. Good, got second gear. Fantastic. Oh, she wants to go. She's certainly alive. Let's come around here. Let's see if we can actually come around, see if we can grab third gear in it. Oh yeah, up into third. Well, there you go, folks. That clutch fantastically now. So it looks like we've got that completely sorted. The clutch there, up into third again, back down to second. Oh, this is just cherry driving this thing. So now that we know that clutch is working, the final thing that we have to do is just to pop that cotter pin into the pin which holds the clutch pedal to the master cylinder. So just slide in here and you can see up there, you can see the little hole for that cotter pin to go in. So we'll just slide that cotter pin now into that little hole. Hopefully you can see me doing that. And there we go. See, it just popped in really easily. All right, folks, so we've got a bit of bonus footage here. We've managed to find the I'm not going to say the original owner, but the current owner of this vehicle. And how long is it since you've driven this vehicle?
About 20 years.
About 20 years. And he's going to actually take her for a little bit of a drive around the yard now. So it's going to be his first drive in 20 years. Away you go. You got to go backwards. There we go.
I couldn't find my gear.
Yeah. He's got there. He's picked up reverse. He's reversing her out the shed. See, I noticed he's still got that dead rat on the front of the windscreen there. That's the foot ornament. But yeah, the owner of this vehicle from 20 years ago is the last time he actually drove the vehicle, and here he goes, he's off. He's driving the old Datsun ute. Probably not going to see any circle work out of him in his late 70s. Here we go. Here he comes. There you go. The old red Datsun. She's alive again. I reckon that'll be bringing back a fair bit of memories there. Driving that old Datsun ute around the farm, up sandy tracks, sandy hills. She's only two-wheel drive, but look at that. She's driving again. So what do you reckon?
About the same standard as I am.
What's that?
Decrepit. Still working.
She's still working. And folks, as always, when I come up to the farm, you know, the old man, he's got a list of jobs as, you know, as long as a mile for me to get on with. And, you know, he wants to move a bit of junk from one shed to another. And he said to me, you know, let's put the trailer on the back of the car and, you know, get all that stuff loaded up. I said, you know, why bother? We've got a perfectly good running ute now. So we've loaded up the old Datsun ute and we're moving some stuff around the place. There you go, folks, putting her to good use now. And of course, my boys absolutely wanted to have a drive Datsun ute. He was got my 16-year-old son having a go. He's actually learning to drive at the moment, and he's doing pretty good here with a manual column shift, don't you think? No brakes, remember?
So that backfire.
And of course, having seen his older brother drive the Datsun ute, there was no stopping my 13-year-old. As soon as he did, he was in the driver's seat like a flash. There we go, folks. The old Datsun ute. Pop her back in the shed. So there you go, folks. The old Dada ute, clutch is fixed. So there you go, folks. That's how to replace a clutch master cylinder in a vehicle. Fairly generic procedure, as I said, in the vehicle. In this case, we did it in an old Datsun 1500 ute. If you've liked this video, there is a whole series of work we've done on this vehicle since the first start and the first drive. And we're slowly getting there, getting this car more drivable. As you can see, we've still got issues with the brakes not working 100%. We've got that big old exhaust leak, but we've actually got plenty of parts, because as you can see in the background, we've got another complete parts ute there. And if you'd like to see more content like this, as I say, subscribe to the channel. If you have liked this video, do feel free to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, have a good evening.